Folks, I do this every single week. I'm struggling to find ways to say this in a different way and as exciting as I do every single week. It's live stream time. Let's do this.
vidIQ.
vidIQ.
vidIQ.com.
Wow, I almost blew out my own earphones there as I shouted into my own microphone there. I do apologise if I burst anybody's eardrums there. Welcome everybody to the Tuesday vidIQ channel audit live stream. My name is Rob. If this is your first time here, we are the YouTube tool and channel that aims to educate you on your YouTube journey. We have an awesome vidIQ tool that we're going to talk about a little bit at the beginning of this live stream, but then we're going to get into the meat of the live stream, which is to audit your channels. And as always, I cannot do this alone. I'm joined by I'm now calling him the resident A-list auditor here. Jeremy and myself are the B team, but we have here Travis joining us this week. And ladies and gentlemen, he has found a green screen and he's now playing with it. So as you can see, a wonderful background here. Travis, just say hello to our community here, as we always do every single week.
Hello, community, every single week.
Thank you, Travis. Okay, we are saying hello to the following. Generic Waffle, as always, our favourite username is in the house. Alex Tox, Daily Meme Review, Acer Wealth Heck, I think is there. Perry Comics with a super chat there. Thank you very much for joining us. Slavgard, King Android TM, and now the usernames go so fast I can't read them out, so I'm going to hand it over to Travis to say hello to some people.
All right, Cat Buddies TV, DK Rack, let's see, GG Patterns, Ginger Ninja, Not Kyrian, Nameless, Sir Anthony, and the Patsy family and Undertale Animations.
Aaron Rudin, did you see that trick shots? Also in the house, the Daily Snail and Shy Blocks. And wow, this is going so fast, I cannot keep with them all. If you are saying hello, thank you very much. I do appreciate it. We are, as always, victims of our own success where we do shout outs and then we can't even read them out because there are so many, but we appreciate your time here. As I say, what we do every single Tuesday is audit your channels, but we also have a little bit of an extra bonus this week because as well as being a channel audit tool, and all of the dozens of tools, we release new tools periodically at vidIQ, and we have a brand new tool that we are super excited to share with you today. So without further ado, if I just take the music down here, I'm going to now share my screen both with Travis so he can see what I'm doing, but also with our audience here. So I click share. Travis, please confirm that you can now see my screen.
Yes, sir.
And we've also got a wonderful Travis picture here as well, if I can correctly turn it on here. Let me just press a few buttons to get Travis's stock image working. No, it seems to have disappeared. Oh, well, I've got that wrong. So I already failed on that front. But anyway, well, let's share the screen here. So we have the vidIQ scorecard here, and if you downloaded vidIQ free extension, download link in the video description, you may have seen this little tool here on the right hand side, which I'm just going to use my magnifying glass on very quickly, and it is compare views in the first 28 days. If you are familiar with the new studio on YouTube, you will see that they now do a tool which shows you how your video may compare to your channel's average over a period of time, 28 days. And we've now also installed this tool on every single video on YouTube. Now we're looking at one of our videos, and if I click on the drop down here, we've got several options, but first of all, let's just compare it to our own channel average. So what you'll see now is the blue bar represents the views for this video versus the average for our channel on a given video, and you can clearly see visually that this video has outperformed how our channel would usually do. If I mouse over the graph, you can now get a very detailed breakdown, so we can see that this video started to take off after a day, outperforming the channel average, and after 7 days it was doing almost double the views we would usually get on a video, which is awesome to see in a snapshot on a video. Now that's as far as the YouTube tool itself goes within a beta studio, but we've taken this a little bit further, because not only can you compare videos against your own channel average, if you click on this drop down here, you can compare it against so many other things as well. For example, we are very good friends with Sean Cannell and Benji Travis. This is the Video Influencers channel. And what we can do here is we can say, okay, I'm going to compare this video against the average of the Video Influencers channel by clicking on any channel, and I've already loaded it up this. So as you can see, generally speaking, Video Influencers performs better than us, but in this particular video we perform better than Video Influencers, so we know that we did a particularly good video on a particular topic, which was quality watch time, which was quite a big topic around about a month ago. But what you can also do is compare it against individual videos. So if we look at Video Influencers again, and a specific video, which is 5 mistakes to avoid when starting a YouTube channel, so always some evergreen piece of content there. If I go back to our video and then compare it against that video, which I've already keyed in, as you can see, the graphs are very similar. We outperformed that other video after 7 days, but because that has a more evergreen potential, you can just see that it started to creep up over this video. So that kind of informs us as video creators, one of our colleagues has produced a video on a topic which might be worth us doing as well through this video comparison tool. And you can do this for all sorts of videos. I've been comparing Mr. Beast versus PewDiePie videos, and you can use it for any type of topic, any type of channel, and it's really a fantastic tool. Travis, you've managed to get your hands on it. What situations have been you using it for in your YouTube adventures?
Well, I'm nosy and I'm a data nerd, so this is like the best thing ever. I love this thing. But you know what's really interesting about it is I think some people have different expectations of what type of channels perform in what way. And this is a great way to really expose that. I mean, some people will go, oh, this guy has 200,000 subscribers, but he's only getting 20,000 views. Well, that's actually kind of normal. And this sort of graph will give you that information and kind of normalize everything and help you understand exactly what to expect possibly from your own channel, because you can go to other channels in your niche and kind of get an understanding of like, do your views come at the front end of your the first couple of days, or you're doing evergreen that, like you said here, they spread out over time. So it's definitely one of those things. But PewDiePie on the other hand is going to be exactly the opposite. All of his front.
I was going to say that's a fantastic point. Yeah, if we look at like a video from, let's say, let's pick one here from a month ago. I'm just picking a random one here, just to show you that people are always talking about, yeah, your channel has like X number of subscribers, but you only get so many views. And if we can compare PewDiePie's average, and this is not to have a go at PewDiePie, for example, but he has, 96 million subscribers, but he averages around about 5 million views after 28 days, which is, less than 10% of his subscriber base. And you're absolutely right, Travis, normalizing the data, and this tool does it perfectly. And so, yeah, that is a tool that we've recently launched. We're wanting your feedback now on this tool, and we're really excited about it. So if you haven't already downloaded vidIQ, make sure to do so. Check this one out, and do give us our feedback. And Leron will probably be talking a bit more about this during our webinar tomorrow. All right, that was a slight deviation from the norm here on our live stream on a Tuesday. But as you know, what we usually do is audit your channels. And how we do this is through the following. We have a link in the video description. If you click on that, it takes you to a Google form. Fill it out, very simple. And we pick channels randomly, and ones that we think are going to best suit the whole audience who are watching. So some people have already submitted their channels and we've lined them up, but we're going to line up some more throughout this live stream. Do not ask for a channel review in the live stream chat, because put plain and simple, Travis and myself cannot look at the chat. Too much going on. And if you do ask, then one of our awesome moderators who's in here, for example, List Bites for You, may put you in timeout. Super chats, while very welcome as a financial contribution, do not guarantee you a super chat, because we don't want to create a financial barrier. Apologies in advance if we cannot review your channel today. Have a guess how many submissions we've already got today, Travis?
Over a million.
Over a million. Not quite that high. We're at 154, but I do like Travis's enthusiasm there. If you cannot get your channel audited today, let me quickly tell you about the channel audit tool that we have. It's basically like a 24/7 YouTube consultant will give you all sorts of information about your channel, which I'm going to quickly share with you now. It looks a little bit like this, gives you a channel snapshot, tells you what you're doing right on your channel in all sorts of categories such as subscribers gained, watch time, retention. It tells you what you're not doing right in terms of content that has the lowest view duration, lowest retention, and fixes such as I forgot to add, 11 videos to end screens, naughty me, I need to fix this after this live stream, but it tracking your channel 24/7 and giving you all of this awesome information. So download the vidIQ tool for that free channel audit tool because it's super helpful. And finally, just to say that when we look at channels, Travis and myself are basing this off of first impressions, and that's what your viewers will do. They'll take a look at a channel, and within the first 30 seconds to a minute, they'll have formed an opinion. And that's what we do. Sometimes we get it wrong, but maybe that's because the channel's not set up properly. And of course, we are YouTube enthusiasts. I know we are also what you might technically call certified YouTube experts, but we're giving you our experiences through our journey on YouTube, and everybody's experience is somewhat different, and if the advice we give you doesn't quite work, well, at least you know what advice has been advised. You can break the rules and try something new, because so many things work on YouTube, as we'll no doubt see in some of the audits that we're looking at today. With all that being said, Travis, are you ready to look at some of these channels?
I'm so ready. Let's do this.
Okay, I've done a lot of talking here, so what I'm going to do is just take off that screen. I'm going to out our transition, and I'm going to share my screen once again with Travis. And then, Travis, if you can see my screen, please confirm.
I can indeed.
You can. I'm just going to try one more time to fix Travis's image. I just do not know where that's disappeared to. That is really frustrating. I spent 20 minutes getting this lined up, and now it doesn't seem to want to show Travis.
I've been Thanos.
Oh, there we go. I've got Travis up now. Brilliant. Right. Okay. So let's look at the first channel. Travis, take it away. What are we looking at here with Jessica J?
Jessica J, I love the banner. It's really cool. I love the kind of stylized banner with the writing there. So let's take a look at it and see if we can figure out exactly what it is just on the banner alone. How to meet and keep the woman you want. Let me tell you something. This is the channel for me. We need to get one of these into my subscription feed right now. I love it. Straight from a woman's mouth. New videos every Monday and Friday at 5 p.m. Eastern. She has set the expectation. She's done a lot of things with this banner. I love this. First of all,
absolutely.
She's giving you an expectation of when you can get the videos. She's telling you what you're going to get from the videos. And she's telling you, like, it's amazing because look at the views she's getting. It's killer. She's absolutely killing.
One of the things we always look at is views versus subscribers, and views are constantly above subscriber mark. So yeah, reaching a wide audience there.
Yeah, and I think this is a really great little niche. So there's a lot of dating niche things out there and people in channels. I've actually dealt with a couple of them, but I like the fact that she's really leaning into straight from a woman's mouth. Like, what do you want to know if you're trying to get that girl? So I love that she's doing the YouTuber faces, which is excellent. Right? We always talk about that. She's using emojis in the thumbnails, which is great. Now, here's the thing. You look at her thumbnails and you're thinking, well, it's not like highly produced. It's not all Photoshopped, but obviously you don't necessarily need it. You just need to get across to the person between the title and the thumbnail what the person can expect from the video and get them excited to click. And she's doing that. Look at the one, when you stop caring, women start chasing you. I think I want him now. Look at the face she's using there. That tells an entire story. Like, she's really doing a great job linking the thumbnail and the title. And so many people miss this. So well done. I really like this channel a lot. But
so lots of awesome things here. One thing I would say a little bit about the thumbnails is that there could be a little more, not necessarily design and consistency, but they could be a little sharper in terms of the backgrounds. I think, folks, you see where Travis is on the screen now. I just used a tool, and we talked about this last week. I think it's called removebg.com, and it is phenomenal in terms of just removing the background. So if we put one of these pictures through, God, I'm almost tempted to test this, but should we test this? Right, let's see if this is going to work.
It's going to have to be one of the ones that doesn't have like something right on her face, like the stars.
All right, folks. So we're going to just try and demonstrate something here. Let's try this one.
Yeah, that one might work.
Is it gonna? The problem is it gonna be able to give me the image link? That's what I'm not sure about. Let's
try it again. You had an option that said save image as, maybe right there.
Well, let's do copy image. This might not work first, but we'll give it a try. So it is remove BG, and I should be able to enter the URL.
I use it for all my thumbnails. It looks like you're logged in as me, as a matter of fact.
Well, okay. Well, it's a good example. So I was trying to get this thumbnail for Travis just before, and you can see that I use this thumbnail, and I put in I think it's not working because you need to actually get the thumbnail source link rather than the preview one. But look at, I didn't have to do anything, and it literally just cut Travis out of the background and made it perfect. And then you can put like your own colourful background on, as Travis has done. I mean, this is a perfect example of what it could look like. So this is free. Remove BG. So Jessica J, if you maybe want to just experiment with this to remove the pictures in the background, and then you could like add colour themes in the background and give it even more branding and make those thumbnails pop even more. But yeah, in terms of the content here, Travis, I think we're very happy with how this channel is doing. It's hard to give any more advice and just do more of the same. Would you not suggest?
Let's real quick look at her about page and community tabs, just see if there's something.
Sure, yeah.
Everyone, we're going to do everyone. Yes, this is great. She's asking the questions in the very beginning, basically saying, hey, this is the value proposition. If you've ever had these questions, then I'm going to show you how to do it. That's the value proposition. Now, remember, when someone's on your YouTube channel, they're exchanging their time, which they will never get back, to watch your video. You've got to tell them why they should do that. And she's doing it here, which is amazing. She's doing a really good job. What about the community tab? Is she using that?
I was just going to note here as well, the channel only, I'm going to say only, it has 500,000 views at this point, and views today are getting tens of thousands of views, which is incredible in itself. So folks, we don't have time to look at the content here, but the content must be super awesome and valuable as well. So maybe if you've got a chance, check out some of the videos. And the community tab, are they using the community tab? Last one was 21 hours ago, 3 days ago. So they're using the community tab absolutely perfectly as well, with lots of behind the scene images and things. And look at that, using the voting polls, getting 1,000 votes. That's something we love to see. I mean, I picked this channel a little randomly, but I put it at the front. This is a brilliant template for anybody to use. And we're not just talking about a dating channel, are we here, Travis? You can apply these fundamental rules to any channel and start to experience the same success, because the value proposition just tells the viewer exactly what they need to know within seconds of looking at the channel. So I think that's a brilliant start there, and congratulations to Jessica J, and we wish you luck. And I wouldn't be surprised if this channel, I mean, I've made this statement before and I've lived to regret it, but I would not be surprised if this channel has like 50,000 subscribers by the end of the year. Seriously, I think the momentum's there, and it's just going to build more and more. I mean, the one question you might ask is, they're getting so many views, and maybe they should have more subscribers. Maybe you need more calls to actions in your videos just to get people to subscribe to the channel in some way. We don't know if you're doing that, but the channel's just so popular that the subscribers are just behind and trying to catch up with all the views that you're getting. I think good channel to spend a bit of time on there, Jessica J, and good luck to you. All right, next channel. One of these really strange ones which we've had before, Travis, where we look at this and we see, looks like a video game of some kind, and I have no idea what this is. I've never seen it before, but hot damn, it's got 1,000 subscribers. The channels, the videos getting more views and subscribers. They have a niche, they found it, and the channel seems to be doing really well. Discuss.
Yeah, there's a couple things I noticed. One, they're not doing a lot of content. They're really far in between. So like 5 months and then 1 month. Oh
yeah, good. Yeah, just noticed that. Good point.
So it looks like maybe they're kind of sporadic with how often they do content. And obviously we're going to look at the thumbnails and say that there's a lot of samey going on there for a while. And I definitely, would like to see something unique to the exact video you're making, to the video you're making the video on, I guess, if that makes sense. So I would like to see something more kind of draw me in. Like I see I don't even know if I can say that classic that doesn't necessarily make me want to click it. Like none of these titles necessarily make me want to click them. And to say day 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, unless I know what that is, which I guess some people did. If you look at the views,
I'm just curious.
What is that? I don't know what that is.
I guess not that many likes, so maybe there was a paid element to some of these potentially. But yeah. Just something we're not aware of, but for these particular videos on whatever this was, the video creator absolutely nailed it.
Yeah, I would continue to kind of really get down to the nuts and bolts of doing good thumbnails. Let's see. I make marble races in a competition called Okay, edit my videos when okay. Definitely a lot more information here. We've talked about the about page being one of the most underutilized pages on all of YouTube. Oh, is that the name of the marble
so
race?
Some kind of marble race, and I do say Marble Mania there, and maybe this was a particular trend that was going on in that gaming space at that point, and they really did capitalize on that, which is brilliant to see.
Yeah, it's a difficult one, and the banner is basically blank.
Yeah.
And then there's a muff.
Banner needs fixing, and and a muffing. How does that relate to your content as well? So some disconnects there, but it looks as if you're starting to come back into the YouTube universe after a break. And even though you've taken a massive break, we were having thousands of views before. We're still in like the good hundreds, so there's still an audience there potentially. Just more content. I mean, I'm guessing you did like a video every single day, maybe on this area. I'm not sure.
For a while or something, yeah.
But there is an audience there, and that's certainly where the niche is for you to continue to go after. All right, we'll move on to the next channel. I forgot to use my switching channel ding bell, so here we are. Next one is Byron Affinity, 150 subscribers almost for you. Congratulations there. So what is this channel about? This is one where we've looked at the first two channels. We can get a clear understanding pretty early on. This one, however, Travis, I'm struggling a little bit. It seems to be perhaps one of these, what Jeremy might call a TikTok channel or a meme channel, where it's trying to jump onto lots of different topics and use them as a catalyst. But I'm not really sure just yet. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, I'm trying to understand what this is about. And let's be clear. Let's say, for example, I watched the Shopping Army Eat the Rich. Let's say I watched that and I liked it. And the first thing that someone's going to do is go, okay, maybe I'll subscribe to this guy. Let me click his channel and see what comes up and see what else he's doing. And then I see I don't know what I see. I see a lot of everything. So I think it's really important to remember when at the very first channel we did today, the value proposition was in the banner.
Yeah.
It was in the about page. It was obvious from all the videos. Like, you knew what you were getting when you come to Jessica J. But on this channel, I don't know what I'm getting. And think of it like television. You know, you turn on the TV, you go through some channels, and if the channel doesn't tell you, like, if the TV show you're watching doesn't interest you, you're going to continue to move on. And if it seems kind of scatterbrained, you're probably going to move on. And this is very kind of scattered. It looks like there's been a lot of different attempts at different things, scares, and there's some vlogs and some interesting things. So I don't know. I would need to understand what I'm getting into, and I don't get any information from the banner or the videos.
Yeah, absolutely. Focus, even within this space, which kind of looks as if it's weird and wonderful content. What is the strand that's going to connect all of these together? And thinking about that for future videos may help you. Just have an about section. Does this tell us anything about the channel? So, I mean, here's a classic example of a video creator who just wants to get on YouTube and experiment and explore and create content. And that's absolutely fine. I don't have a single problem with anybody doing that and creating 100 videos to find their place on YouTube. But at some point, there's going to have to be a decision with you where you say, I prefer making animation more than vlogs, or the gaming content seems to perform better for my channel. And there's just those small strategy decisions that you've got to make, which will help people such as Travis and myself determine what the channel's about, but also your audience as well. Just as Travis says, they subscribe for one piece of content and then they get something completely different in the next video. And that can be a struggle for building a channel. So good luck there, Byron Affinity, with your channel. And we are now going to look at I Am Stephen Allen. And we have a songwriting recording artist here. Uploads weekly, 45 subscribers. And it looks like a channel on the journey of being a songwriter from what I can see from the thumbnails. What are your first thoughts here, Travis, on the channel? Yeah,
I mean, I like the subject matter because I think a lot of people want to learn how to write songs. And I do deal with a couple of music channels here and there.
Yeah.
I think I like that he's put uploading weekly Monday through Friday, or Monday and Friday. That's
yeah. It's kind of covering his bases there, saying I publish videos weekly, and might be on a Tuesday or a Thursday. I can understand that. Sometimes I've been terrible with schedules.
Yeah, and then a lot of the thumbnails are samey, so you would never know if you've already watched that video. And actually, the titles are almost exactly the same too.
Something like this. I mean, yeah, if you look at this one here, folks, the thumbnails are identical. And my guess is the title is different at the very end of it, but it's chopped off. So Travis can't see this, but the end of the title is multi-genre technique. And the end of the title here is the bare minimum setup. So that's a classic example of where you've got to be really careful with your titles. And you need to front load not only the keywords at the beginning of a title, but also what differentiates it from other content on your channel. So, yeah, I think if we looked at all of these on this line here, Travis, they all look as if they're exactly the same video, don't they? Just from the naked eye of a viewer seeing previews.
Yeah, exactly. You need to differentiate. How would I know which one of these with all the same thumbnail that I've watched and haven't watched? You know, like you need to. And by the way, like, how would I know which one I even want to watch? I mean, because they all say the same in the first part of the title. Once you crunch your title like that, you're fighting an uphill battle. So maybe the content's good, but it's going to be hard for me to ever really find out. But I like the niche. I like the teaching people how to get songwriting going. I think that's amazing. That's a smart niche.
And that is somewhere where you probably want to do a bit of keyword research to determine what people exactly are searching for with it, because I'm sure there are many subgenres within songwriting. I mean, I don't know any of the terminology or jargon, but it might be... Forgive me, folks, I'm going to make up some songwriting terms here. Rhyming couplets or tonal shifts or, let's see, chorus creation. I mean, I'm making up keywords here that probably don't exist, but the video creator will have a much better understanding of, let's imagine if they were wanting to learn how to songwrite, they would know what terms to search for, and that's what they will probably need to apply to their titles as well. I mean, let's quickly go to how to songwrite, and let's see what comes up if we do what I call the alphabet game, where we have how to songwrite as a keyword. If I add A, it doesn't add anything. B for beginners. C, nothing there. So maybe we need to look at a slightly different type of keyword. I'm going to take out songwrite, writing, and then maybe put A, and then you've got some more ideas here: analysis, audio, book, arrangements. So there's lots of keywords coming up there, and that's probably where you need to start with a bit of keyword research to better inform your metadata and certainly the titles on your content. That is Stephen Allen there. Just one more thing. What do you think about the channel name? Do you think it might be time to just tweak the channel name, make it something a little less MySpace profile name or Facebook profile name?
I think it depends on what you're trying to brand. If you're trying to brand yourself, I think it's fine. It looks weird in the YouTube when you smash it all together. I think that's the problem. I'm assuming Stephen Allen's already taken, so he couldn't get that. Maybe come up with something that's a little bit more clear. If it's really important to you to market yourself, then I'm fine with using your name for marketing yourself. But the I am Stephen Allen thing looks a little bit strange. So if there's something else available, try to go for that. If not, then just really double down on it and let people know that that's what it is, and not like Ian Stephen, which maybe it is.
Yeah. Sorry, go on.
No, maybe it is. Maybe it's Ian. Maybe his first name's really Ian. I mean, it's not, obviously.
It could potentially be. And one last thing. What do you think about I mean, we very rarely talk about this, but channel avatar logo. In this one, because we've got it zoomed in a little bit, we can see that it is a car, and I presume that that's maybe Stephen and a partner or a woman there. But generally speaking, if you're posting a comment, would you be able to see that when it's shrunk down? So do you have any sort of guidelines about channel, not necessarily channel logos, but what might be in an avatar?
Yeah, so a lot of people use their logos, which I think is great. That's a good way to get things recognized. If you have a really big face pic, that's fine too. And those are the two things you should stick to, is like either a bigger face or pic of you, or if you're like an animation channel, maybe you're a character or whatever, or the logo, which is just so easy to kind of recognize and then understand that when you see someone else's like thumbnail, maybe a feature thumbnail, and you put your logo on there, that you can make the assumption or the association between the two.
And so in this example, it would probably be best to maybe just zoom in on two faces there, perhaps for that channel avatar. Okay, we're going to move on to the next channel, which is Matt Ames, 15,000 subscribers here. And judging by the fact that he's in a racing suit, and I can see lots of pictures of what looks to be F1 cars and the like, that you are either a professional or an amateur racing driver, and you're sort of vlogging and making videos about it. That seems to be the case. And as I look through the videos, this is a good example of where a channel has got really spiky views. Some get like barely 1,000, whereas others get 80,000 views. So there's a huge difference there. What are your first thoughts as I'm quickly scrolling through this one?
Well, I think this also goes back to that whole thing about the assumption that if you have a certain number of subscribers, you should get a certain amount of views. We looked at our first channel, which was getting all types of great views. And then we look at this one, and it's a little bit all over the place, which is actually kind of a little bit more common, which is interesting. So never assume anything by looking at the sub number. But yeah, it's when I was reading through some of these titles, I realized that some are go-kart. I think 1 or 2 is a video game. They're all in the same niche, which I like. They're all racing, which I think is important. However, they're going from like real racing to video game racing to, go-karting, which isn't necessarily either of those. I'm assuming,
Travis, your rubbish description klaxon is going off right now.
Yeah. In one, I mean, can we show Leron's about page and talk about that again? Because
of course,
I need to. I'm so upset with myself that I haven't gone ahead and made my about page as good as Leron's, and I hate giving Leron the rub because you know how it goes to his head.
Remember, Leron, the person, if you're following vidIQ right now, Leron, the person who will not be on any live streams until I'm on his podcast, just to note there. But yeah, here is his current description.
Let's take
why is this so good?
Because it's so important. Like, he's telling you why you're exchanging your time for being on this channel. Are you looking for he has a tech channel. Are you looking which phone to buy? Do you have the latest Samsung S9, Note 9, whatever, blah, blah, blah? Are you looking for the best sell tips and tricks? You're in the right place. So that way, if you're looking for these things, you can read that paragraph and know this is a channel you want to subscribe to, but also look at it closely. All types of search terms embedded in this first paragraph. Which phone to buy? Apple iPhone 10. Google Pixel. Oh, he misspelled OnePlus. So I'll have to get him on about that. But he's doing both. He's talking to the person and the search algorithm. He's so good at this. You need to be doing just like this. Put in your search terms and talk to the human.
So good example of a description. Not so good example of a description right there.
More.
Okay. What else can we say then? So I think what might be a good idea, I'm going to sort by most popular and just see, because you've identified here, Travis, that there's some content about games, some things about go-karting, and astonishingly here, the most popular video, it's one of these where probably the video creator just made a random video and it just shot into the stratosphere with like 2.5 million views. So it looks as if there's been a definite pivot here. From a couple of years ago. Now your focus is racing. We'll assume your focus is racing. So what are the most popular videos from racing? And it looks to be classic F1 seems to have been a popular term for you. Custom F1. Whenever you have F1 particularly in a title, those seem to do well. I guess a question that we may need to ask here is, what is the nature of this content? Because I'm starting to think, is some of this compilations of perhaps copyright material? Could be wrong, I admit, but that's just what I'm seeing from the images. So just be a little aware of that if YouTube may start clamping down on reused content and so on. And what else? I'm tempted to click on one of these just to find out what the nature of the content is, but I'm not going to there. But it seems like F1, generally speaking, were the most popular terms there, looking at the videos. And yeah, these ones from a couple of months ago, like tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of views. Whenever F1 is in there, it seems to be the popular ones. The gaming ones, like Forza 7, for example, didn't really do that well. So are we thinking here, Travis, that the video creator needs to pick either maybe 1 or 2 of these disparate topics within racing that they're looking at and focus on them maybe in the foreseeable future, especially with F1 in season now? That's obviously a topic you could be covering almost every weekend.
Yeah, and when we looked at the popular ones, they were F1, and if you even look at 2 months ago, the F1 had 79,000 views. So it's very obvious that the algorithm likes you talking about F1. So why not do some more F1 content for sure?
All right, then, that's your channel there, Matt Ames, if I'm pronouncing your surname right. And the next channel we are going to look at, which one we're going to choose. I'm going to choose this one, which is Razvan Fine Art. I often get these type of channels where it's to do with acrylics, or the thumbnail is so important because it has to show some sort of payoff as to what the viewer is going to find within the content. It's fascinating, again, that we have a channel with some views that can sort of spike up and down. Amazingly, one here about Tom the Cat, must watch. I don't know if this is just the cats on YouTube effect, where if you put any sort of cat video on your channel, it gets infinitely more views with 15,000, or whether Tom is a part of your channel there. I can't see him or her popping up anywhere else. And then an Easter egg special one, which gets 10,000 views. And these ones from a little while ago doing really well. Yeah, I'm not sure quite what to make of this one, Travis.
It looks like it's just taking time for it to catch on, because the longer you go out from where we are, they all have really solid views. It seems like it's not something that people are clamoring at right off the bat, but it's probably very SEO friendly and heavy. And catching views off of that is the guess. And guess what? You can use our compare views in the past 28 days.
That's exactly what I'm doing, Travis. Yeah, this is really interesting. So usually you will find that with a channel average, it will jump up to like the 7-day period, and then it'll really flatten off. But for the channel average, it continues to grow after 7 days into 28 days. So it's a much flatter growth line, but really good. So what this tells me is that this channel is really good at perhaps the metadata or the titling, which gets people to come into their content long after it's gone. In saying that, though, I'm looking at the engagement, not 24 likes for a 5,000 view video. Is there perhaps some sharing going on offline, or potentially some paid promotion of this? That's another question we have to consider, given the data there. So I think this is a great example of how the compare views tool can give us a sort of an impression and tell a story of a channel and a video.
Yeah, I think that there's obviously value here, that people look like they're watching it, and it does seem to just take time, and every niche is different. I mean, with news channels, they obviously want to get that information out, and people want to watch it right away. And then over time, it goes slower. It actually gets less views over time. Whereas Evergreen is the exact opposite. It's probably slow at the beginning and then just continues on. So every niche is a little bit different.
Any thoughts on the thumbnails here? Do they look good, bad? There seems to have been quite a change here in the most recent ones, going for a lot more about the picture rather than the text in the older ones.
Yeah, so I like to say less is more, and with the exception of the text in these last couple, which is way too small, and it's not even worth the time putting it in there if it's going to be that small. I like the imagery. I think that's good because you're basically setting an expectation for the viewer of what they're going to see, so that's fine. I like the pictures of the last three. I just don't like the text. It's way too small. Even on this desktop, I can barely read it. Imagine putting that on a phone and trying to read it.
Yeah. So a little bit of thumbnail tweaking maybe there. Another thing is the channel's relatively young, like 3 months old.
That's amazing.
And yeah, so I'm not sure if suspicious is the right word, but this is leaving a question in my mind. The first video got 6,000 views and then consistently 6,000 views. So there's something going on there with the views which we're not quite sure about, which may be skewing our opinion of the channel. But the fact that you're still producing content, experimenting with your thumbnails, you're definitely into the content, that's fantastic to see. Yeah. All right, what we're going to do now, folks, is I need to find some of more of your channels which have been loaded up. So in the meantime, you're going to get to see why you should sign up to vidIQ if you haven't already done so. Travis, you're on radio silence for a few minutes, but we will be back very soon. If your YouTube channel is stuck in a rut, maybe it's time you gave it the vidIQ boost treatment. Still not convinced? Here's 10 reasons why you should.
vidIQ.
vidIQ.
vidIQ.com.
With vidIQ Boost, you have complete access to one of the most powerful marketing tools on YouTube, the channel audit. It will show you in a snapshot what's working on your channel, what isn't working on your channel, and all of those little things like titles, tags, and end screens that you need to fix. We also take the guesswork out of search engine optimization with our keyword suggestion tools. Knowing what people are searching for means you know what to include in your titles, tags and descriptions, all of which you can add with a single click. With our competitor tracking tool, you can follow up to 20 channels working in the same video space as you. If their content is catching fire, chances are they're doing something right and you need to add your own spin to the topic. One of our Boost exclusive tools is Bulk SEO. This analyzes content you have already published and shows you how people are finding that content and how you can improve it further with keywords you're not even using. Have vidIQ do the work for you by alerting you through email with a list of videos that are trending based on your search criteria. If you see a trend blowing up, it's time to ride that wave for massive channel growth. Want to quickly post videos natively on Facebook rather than YouTube links? Our syndication tool can do that for you in just a few easy clicks. Through subscriber analysis, you can discover what your fans do when they're not watching you. This can help you discover new video topics and channels of interest, as well as understanding when your subscribers are online, so you know the best time to publish your content. Have you ever wanted to know which channels covering similar topics to you are having viral moments, no matter how big or indeed how small the channel is? Our most viewed tool will help you uncover those hidden gems. With vidIQ Boost, you also get vidIQ Pro features as well, which include our titles, tags and descriptions translation tool, as well as the controversial keyword checker, saving you from possible demonetization flags. And while we're on the subject of upgrade banners and locked features and rocket icons you might have seen as a vidIQ free user, with vidIQ Boost, all of this goes away. You have complete access to every single one of our tools. Our support team is available and ready to answer your questions in the supported languages on screen now. Start boosting your channel today and let us educate you on your YouTube journey. All right then, we are back, everybody. I'm just going to bring Travis back on screen for a second, if I can. Why have you disappeared, Travis? Let's see if I can get you there.
I mean, technically, I'm still here.
Yeah, technically, Travis is still here, but I've now broken the graphics so that I can't actually get the camera back on. I don't know, live streams these days. Travis is here, I can assure you of that. Oh well, you can see a wonderful static image of Travis as we do. What I like to do now is the uncomfortable, awkward silence moments, whereby we offer you no advice, tips or tricks whatsoever, because vidIQ wouldn't be around if it wasn't for the wonderful thumbs ups that you click during the live streams. So a moment of silence, please, as you scroll down underneath the video, click the thumbs up and click it. Maybe I will start doing that next time, some ASMR attempted noises while we do the silence. And I hope this time, thank you people for not putting the thumbs up in the chat, because that doesn't help us with the engagement on the video. All right, I'm going to share my screen once again with Travis so that he can see what I'm looking at. Travis, confirm you can see what I'm looking at.
I sees it.
You sees it, and we are looking at Ride Beside. Oh, I get the channel name now. I was trying to work out what that meant, and as soon as I said it, it made complete sense to me. 60 subscribers for this channel. We can see from the channel banner that you look like some sort of adventure mountain biker of some description. And what can we see from the thumbnails here, Travis? What is this channel about?
Well, it looks like there's, like you said, like a biking adventure. So the good news is that we can tell just by looking at your thumbnails kind of what the channel's about. So that's a good thing, because when someone comes to your channel, they want to know what they're getting into and what they'd be subscribing to. So that part is good. Personally, I'm not a fan of some of the text and some of the color choices and such. The second row down, hitting some of the best backend tracks. There's some text on there that's pink. I literally can't read it, and I think we could
I
just
assume you're looking at this one here.
yeah, we could avoid that altogether. And definitely one of the things you always consider, if you look at the third one at the top, the second and third one are great. The second one hitting some drops makes it feel like you're on the bike. That's a great way to get people to come in. I would pop the colors a little bit, but that's a great way to make people want to click it. The third one, your hero is the bike. It's awesome. It's great. I think the thumbnails are coming along here. Those are the type of things that I would want to, see more of if I was like a subscriber to this channel. And generally speaking, it definitely looks like you're keeping to the ride beside. My assumption is by the name that I'm going to feel like I'm with you guys riding. And I think that's a really cool idea. If that's the case, then you've been successful. The banner, however, I would definitely make it more obvious that that's the feeling you're going to get from it. I mean, this is a great picture. But ironically, when it says ride beside, you're riding by yourself. So it's a little
what a good point that is. It never even occurred to me that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I get where you're coming from there. I agree 100% with the thumbnails here, Tries. Sometimes outdoor pictures can be tricky, and because you're using whites and bright colours merged with what look to be dark, muddy images, that makes the thumbnails look even worse in that respect. I agree that this one here, where the bike is a hero, is a much better one. It might just be worth looking at some of the best mountain biking channels. We're going to go on a little search here and see if we can find some examples of some really good thumbnails in the mountain biking genre, and just look at the difference between the two. Like this one here, for example. How well does that tell a story there? Can see the handlebars, there's a blurring, so there's that idea of movement, and then we can just see a little person in the top there in the middle doing some sort of action, and I think those are really effective there. And then the color contrast here, the bright blue versus the mountain bike there, and I think that's just where the video creator needs to go with their thumbnails a little bit, because right now, along with the text, it can be really difficult to what should my eyes focus on, for example, in this one. There's a bike up there, but I can't really pick it out. And then we've got lots of shadows and dark colours here, and I don't know if I should be looking at something in here as well. So telling a better story through the thumbnails is definitely where you need to look at going forward. In saying that, some good positive stuff here. The channel is, you're in Whistler. I'm in Vancouver, so quite near Whistler. Channel's been around for a few months, and I think you're starting to build a core audience, because the views I'm seeing here, 700 views, brilliant, 200 views, subscribers 62. So I think all of your last 7 or 8 videos have got more views than subscribers. So again, reaching a wider audience, that's brilliant to see. So the content itself must be good. We just need to think about how to make those thumbnails more clickable on your titles. But thank you there, Right Beside. And we'll move on to, shall we have a quick look at their about section?
Yeah, mountain biking, skiing, and kiteboarding. I've never heard of kiteboarding. Have you heard of that?
I have no idea what kiteboarding is. No.
There will be your testing, bike check. So there are some search phrases in here, so it's not too bad. Definitely better than
okay, kiteboarding. So there is look at this. There's a potential niche here as well. Like channels with something I always look at as well, folks, is when you see the amount of subscribers versus the number of views, and see that the channel's getting way more views than subscribers, that tells me that that's potentially an area of opportunity on YouTube where you could do some content there. Not that we want to tell this channel to completely pivot from mountain biking, but if that is an interest of yours, maybe you want to start up a second channel on kiteboarding, just to see if you can quickly jump into that.
But look at the thumbnail
of content. I mean,
there's a shark underneath the guy. I mean, come on. Of course.
That helps, doesn't it? Yeah, folks, shall we all just watch a video of a shark eating somebody kiteboarding? Unfortunately, that would be, I guess, technically copyright, us watching somebody else's videos on a live stream. Okay, let's move on to another channel then. And our first gaming channel today, Travis. 1,000 subscribers for KingCast, or at least I think it's a gaming channel, because we have a gaming controller at the top here. But then when I look at the titles and the thumbnails, I get a little lost in what this channel's about. We've got Fortnite here. Kid goes to sus prison. Is that a game? I'm not entirely sure. When you should vote me class president in less than a minute. So I think another channel that's trying to find itself a little bit, but they've got 1,000 subscribers, so they've had some traction from There must have had attraction from one video, at least I would suspect. I just look. So we had one video a year ago on Fortnite that got 75,000 views. And then there's wrestling stuff, which Travis and I are huge fans of. So yeah, a channel trying to find itself again, I would say here. It's not necessarily a gaming channel. It looks like a variety channel to me. Would you agree with that?
Yeah, it's just difficult to know what I'd be getting into. Let's see. The official channel, you can notify when I drop fire. Okay. My PC game. Okay, but so the assumption is that this was we're making some assumptions here. If you look at the channel banner is nice, clean, and gives you an idea of what to expect. But then when you look at the videos, you're no longer expecting what the banner is saying. It's not congruent. So I think it's really important if your content has changed, which is fine, nothing wrong with pivoting, to then make your banner congruent with that. Let me know what I'm getting into so that I can subscribe. I mean, let me know what I'm getting into.
And the channel is getting views when they push out content, like 1,000 here for
interesting,
like an official music video maybe, and it looks to be genuine with a number of likes and engagement. The one with 4,000 here, so
I mean,
you're obviously doing something with the content. It's maybe just the message to inform the viewers isn't quite there yet. So I think the ultimate question is, KingCast, are you a gaming channel anymore? If not, then rebrand the channel as appropriate. Next channel is Living It Country, 5,000 subscribers for this channel. What do you think to this channel banner here?
I know this person.
Okay, Travis has got, so we've got conflicts of interest here, Travis.
Yes, so I'm not going to say anything because I've actually done a channel audit personally for this person, so I am not going to say anything here.
Okay, then. So I'll try and audit this channel, and then Travis, you just tell me whether you sort of generally agree with it. Okay, what I like about this channel, first of all, is when I see the whole page, the channel banner, the thumbnails, which I think have been touched up very nicely because they're all nice and bright and vibrant. This is the channel which has a lot going for it. The one thing I would say about the channel banner is that it's Living It Country, so it suggests to me that it's something to do with perhaps living out away from a suburban area, but then the channel banner should maybe help to inform that a little bit. Second of all, there is clearly a hero in most of the thumbnails, and then the channel avatar suggests that it's a family. So I'm getting sort of a bit conflicting stories here as to who should be in a channel banner, who should be in the thumbnails, who is part of this channel a little bit. Check the About section. I am Holly, and this is Living It Country. So there is a main person in this channel. And this channel is all about inspiring you and creating your house into your home. I love the fact that you're directly addressing the audience, putting you first in the description, which is fantastic. And it looks as if it's about your adventures, building a farmhouse potentially away from the city. So you got 5,000 subscribers. Each video tends to average between, I'd say, 1,000, 2,000 views. And farmhouse seems to be a strong keyword as I'm looking through the videos. There's a little inconsistency with the text sometimes if I look at the text there, and then if I look at the text here and here, it's different in every single one, so maybe a bit more consistency there. And I will be thinking maybe something not necessarily more clickbaity, but a bit more educational in terms of I don't know, five good things about building a farmhouse, or the 5 struggles of building a farmhouse, something along those lines, which might be a little more searchable potentially in the content. Using caps in the titles, again, I don't think this necessarily penalizes the channel in terms of the algorithm, but YouTube generally suggests that people don't do that, but I think that all depends on the audience. If it's working for your channel, absolutely fine. And then I'm finally going to sort by most popular and see if there's any particular topics within this adventure that are performing really well. So you've got 2 breakout videos here, which are telling people why you're not doing something, which I think always encourages the viewer to create a bit of intrigue and click on them. And then you've got Christmas decorations and more Christmas stuff, so he did well at Christmas. Whew, I'm running out of things to say here, Travis. Am I roughly down the right lines here, or have you got more things that you would have added?
Yeah, I spoke to her one-on-one, and so you're pretty much right on all of it. We talked about just about every single thing you said there. It wasn't that long that I talked to her ago, so it's still fresh in my mind. But yeah, you're right. She's the hero, so that's why she's in all the thumbnails, and they are living in the country, and she's trying to show that country life, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, just checking through. I guess what I'm not seeing here is one particular theme that really is strong at the moment, and maybe that's because you're still trying to find your position as a channel. I mean, 5,000 subscribers, you've already built quite a big audience, and I mean, if I look at the videos a year ago, they were in the hundreds, and then all of a sudden there was quite a big jump around a year ago. It suddenly went from the hundreds to then jumping into the thousands, and that seemed like the first big push on your channel, and it's just slowly developing there. So all good things. Maybe check your competitors in terms of, are there any similar channels that are doing farmhouse construction based content and they're doing particularly well? Maybe it's a changing of the seasons that may help you. I don't know if there's anything particularly going into the summer which you have to look after with a farmhouse, in terms of, I don't know what it might be. Is the paint more susceptible in the summer? Again, this is where I completely lose my train of thought, but I'm trying to think about and trying to get into the mindset of, it's June, we're moving into summer. What would I be thinking about now for my house? Oh, I can make a video on that, and that's kind of where my mindset is going there. That is Living It Country then, with 5,000 subscribers. Right, okay, Travis, I spoke a lot there, so I'm going to leave this one to you. Okay. To begin with, it is a fishing channel. I do not know this channel. DeFreese Aquariums, what are we looking at here?
Yeah, so very obviously the banner gives me an idea. We're going to be seeing a lot of fish. I would probably like a little bit better image up there for the banner. It almost looks like it was an image that was kind of blown up, so it's a little bit it's not as like sharp as I would like. Yeah. But at least it gives me an idea, right? And maybe even more clearly, rather than just fish and water, to actually show some aquariums. Because once you go down, he's actually talking about, well, essentially aquarium stuff, which is great. So he's found his niche, which I think is going to be a good one. I don't know how many aquarium channels out there are there, but I'm assuming that the competition isn't nearly as bad as it is for some niches. Okay, here we see him using some hashtags in the title, which listen, I think it's still up in the air, like how well hashtags work on YouTube. I don't think they're nearly as strong as they are on something like Instagram.
Yeah, I agree.
I would not put them in a title though. You can put them in the description, and that will make them pop up underneath your titles and such. I would actually be using the titles for, intriguing and SEO, some type of intriguing title along with SEO. There are a couple thumbnails here with really small text. You need to get away from that. There's a couple times where he takes a good kind of close-up picture of his face, and then somewhere he's a little bit too far back. So I like these trying different things. I think the text color scheme is fine, but if you're going to use text, make sure that it is not repeating what's in the title. B, I don't know if I said one or two, make sure it's not getting clipped by the timestamp in the bottom right-hand corner. And C, make it something that makes the title and thumbnail all linked together. Like the person who's doing it best right now is Mr. Beast. He's doing it phenomenally. He rarely uses text, but when he does, it's to contextualize what's going on there. And everything you need to know about that video is between the thumbnail and the text. We saw it earlier today in our very first audit. So you should be looking for that type of scenario where the thumbnail and title tell you everything you need to know. You click it, off to the races.
One final thing I would add here is if we just look at these thumbnails, we assume that the channel's about aquariums and fish. And if you just look at these thumbnails that are on screen, how many thumbnails can you clearly identify as having an aquarium tank in it? And how many can you clearly identify as having a fish in it? And when I quickly look at it, I can see this one very clearly, and then maybe this one a little bit. But in the rest of them, I'm not sure what the focus is a little bit, because it looks as in some of these there's this image here, but it's indistinguishable. I pick it up here as well, and I don't really know what that is. So I think maybe a little more and care taken on, if, as you say, Travis, whether it's the hero himself or a particular object or fish that needs to be focused on, a bit more care to be taken on them. But that is DeFreese Aquariums. I'm just doing a quick scan through the rest of it. Okay, so before there was just plain background wall and some text. So we can already applaud the video creator for improving their thumbnails from that. And each of them have their own distinct feel to them. And there is a bit of consistency in branding there. One thing I would say, I mean, people can disagree with me here, but this feels like the Comic Sans version of a font on YouTube. And some people, I think it's either a love or hate thing. And yeah, I'm not too sure about the font that's being used there. And yeah, it's unreadable in some. All right, we're going to move on, Travis, and we'll look at this one together. This is Felicia Crow 93, who does weekly videos on healthy recipes, healthy tips, and inspiration. Does your channel banner support the content that you create? So we're looking at 7 things you need to consider for a healthy lifestyle. Shout outs in the most recent video, and then some food stuff here. What are we thinking? Just as I quickly scroll through the list,
The thumbnails are really busy. I think they're too busy.
Yeah,
They're
that's
kind of
making it difficult to focus, isn't it? And to really identify what the video's about.
Yeah, like the chocolate pudding recipe would be perfect without even the text on it.
Yeah, you're right.
A little bit more. Like that tells me what I need to know. Chocolate pudding recipe. Do I want that or not? Yes, I do. I want chocolate all the time. So yes, I will click that. Don't put the text there. Yeah, but there's so much going on. Like, look at this one. Product empties. Will I repurchase the beauty one? Beauties and empties. There is so much going on in that thumbnail that it's just overload. I mean, there's the text. There's a bunch of things in the background. Her face in the top right corner. It's a master of none. You know what I mean? It's like it's trying to do too much.
Yeah. Now I could be completely wrong about this, but it's almost as if a video creators read tips on how to do thumbnails and tried to take every element of a suggestion and put it all into a one thumbnail. And there's nothing wrong with that. Yeah, I mean, you can certainly learn from that. And I think already the video creator is learning a little bit from that. Like some of these where, I think this one is a good one where it's just the video creator and then an item of a bag, but then maybe you probably don't need baby number 2, 39 weeks pregnant. It might be... because you can do all of that in the title, it might just be an arrow pointing to the bag with maybe a certain item sticking out, whatever is the most important item you need in that bag there. So that's about pregnancy, that one. And then there's another one about teas and then toddler infant closets. I think this might be just another channel where they need to maybe decide on a focus. Just looking, you got a 2-year-old and you've been married for nearly 5 years. Which one of these maybe is most important to you for your channel, and just focus down on that for maybe the next 5 or 10 videos. I have no problem with a shout out that you've done there for reaching 1,300 subscribers. Just be aware that will be a very much a community video and it won't get as many views as everything else. And I think, just take stock of the videos that you have. One here with 40 views, another one here with 250 views. It's very up and down sort of view counts that I'm seeing here from the channel. And I think, as Travis said, most importantly, the busyness of the thumbnails is probably your Achilles heel at the moment in terms of presenting your content to an audience. So simplify, we'd probably be saying here, simplify by like almost 60-70% of the videos. Would that be about right there, Travis?
Yeah, I would say so. Yep.
Use kind of this one as a template of a really good simple one, and feel it. How can you shape the rest of your thumbnails to look similar to that? All right, we're going to look at now King Android, 128 subscribers. I think the reason I picked this one is because I've just started playing Just Cause 4, which I'm a huge fan of the Just Cause games, so I'm really enjoying that. But as I look at the channel, Just Cause 4, Just Cause 3, I'm not sure what game that is, Call of Duty, Ace Combat 7, a few videos there on Ace Combat 7. What is your channel focus? Would be the very simple question here. King Android. I don't think any of these games are Android-based games either. So yeah, King Android, what type of videos do you want to create, and focus on them for a foreseeable amount of time. I'll let you comment on the thumbnails here, Travis.
Yeah, I mean,
improvements to be made.
The last two I think are fine thumbnail wise. You know what the game is, so I think that's a really good one. It's action oriented. Things are going on. I think that's fine. The Call of Duty one is a well known in the Call of Duty kind of space that's from the game Call of Duty. I don't really have a problem with that specifically either, unless there's some type of weird copyright thing going on there, which is totally possible. I think the one thing that I talk to other gamers about is, especially when they want to go from one game to another, is how closely related are those games. So let's say I came in and watched Ace Combat 7, and then he did another 2 or 3. I think my headphones just went weird. Can you hear me?
We can still hear you good. Yeah.
So what happens if I come in on Ace 7? I'm excited about that. He does 3 videos, Ace 7. I'm super excited. I love it. And then all of a sudden, I never see another Ace 7 video again.
That's always a problem, isn't it?
Yeah. And then I'm going to leave because they're now first-person shooters. I'm not really interested in first-person shooters. I'm interested in flying. I'm gone. What if I'm a first-person shooter and then I get to Just Cause, which is third person? And it's kind of destructive. It's not really, so you have to think about that when you're making the videos. I understand if you want to just have fun and make videos, that's cool. You should absolutely do that. But just understand that subscribers will come when you give them consistency and they know what to expect the next time you put something out.
And that is King Android. Okay, what we're going to do now is we've looked at quite a lot of channels in detail here. I'm going to load up as many channels as I can, and we're going to do some quick fire audits for the time that we have remaining. In the meantime, if you want to earn some money through vidIQ, you can do it through our affiliate program, which looks a little like this. Back in 2 minutes.
Hello, I'm Rob, and welcome to vidIQ. You may have seen me on the vidIQ YouTube channel. I'm a video creator just like you, and we all understand the importance of diversifying our income so we're not solely reliant on YouTube AdSense, because it can disappear just like that. That's where vidIQ's affiliate program can play a role. We've helped you grow your channel, now let us help you earn an income. By sharing the power of vidIQ with your audience, you can earn passive income that tops up your bank account even when you sleep. And let's face it, who doesn't want to wake up to more cash? But we're not just about making money, we want to make you part of the vidIQ family. As more people sign up to vidIQ through your affiliate program, you will gain more free perks from us that include expert one-on-one consultation for your YouTube channel, a custom vidIQ URL, and free access to our top tier vidIQ boost package. And once you are part of the vidIQ family, we want you to share your wisdom. Imagine guest hosting on the vidIQ channel, which has over 300,000 subscribers, being interviewed for the vidIQ podcast, or writing a post on the vidIQ blog. We reach over 1 million people through vidIQ, and you could have access to that audience. And since we know you love vidIQ, you could help shape our future with early beta access to our brand new tools. On behalf of everybody here at vidIQ, thank you for joining the program, but more importantly, welcome to the family.
Okay, we are coming back here. You no doubt heard me frantically pressing copy and paste, getting those links, putting them in the channel. Travis, can you just confirm you can still see my screen?
I can indeed.
You can, okay. So what we're going to do here, folks, is a fast channel audit where we're going to try and maybe pick out one big point of a channel just to try and get through as many channels as we can to give you some quick pieces of advice. And my transition is working this week, which is fantastic for quick audits. So let's take a look at the following, and we'll start with Acer Wath the Heck, I think is the username. 500 subscribers. It definitely looks like a wrestling channel here. Travis, what do we think we could advise for this channel, given that we are wrestling fanatics ourselves?
Yeah, definitely storyline related stuff would make sense. If there's things going on one week, you should be chasing those stories and replicating them. I'm assuming this is a video game channel. Is that what this is? Or is it just...
Potentially, yeah. Or it could be clips from WWE. I'm not
Hard to say.
Holy sure, yeah.
So depending on what you're doing, you should be following what's going on at the moment every single week. Thumbnails need to be a little bit stronger. The one I like, the Becky Lynch helps Seth Rollins with a little heart. I think that's a cool one. That actually is a good thumbnail. The one next to it is not really all that great, and the Undertaker one's awesome. So it looks like you're hit or miss on some of these, but definitely follow up with what's going on, because what's going to happen is as soon as Raw or SmackDown's over, people are going to go online, look for more information, and they can come across your channel.
Final question: Undertaker versus Goldberg this Friday. Who's going to win?
It's got to be Undertaker, because Goldberg's like completely retired. Like Undertaker is darn near retired, and Goldberg is absolutely retired. So it's got to be Undertaker.
I'm going for Goldberg. Who's next? All right, next channel is a Bray gone. 130 subscribers. Looks like it's a gaming channel here. Although given your channel banner and your titles, it looks to be, I always pronounce this wrong, a Roblox type of video game maybe, but because you don't include that in your title, I'm not entirely sure, so you're potentially losing out on a bit of keyword opportunities there as well. There's also Dragon Quest and Tesla versus McLaren. I think that is still the same game though. But yeah, I mean, I think generally all of these videos are about the same game, Travis, but I can't work out which one because it's not clear in the titles and thumbnails a little bit.
Or the banner.
Right? And yeah, absolutely, in the banner more than anything else, and the about section. So yeah, it looks as if it's Roblox. So maybe it's just including that in the title. And I don't know if is it a particular version of the game, because you seem to be wearing the same outfit in each of these. I know almost nothing about the game, but I'm sure there's different expansion packs, and maybe you could just tie those into your titles a little bit. I mean, there's one here like how to get. Now, I say this one's video's done well, but then I look at it how to get free hacks and monies and jailbreaks. Just be careful with that content. If you're showing people how to do something on YouTube which isn't appropriate, they could give you a community guideline strike. And so just be aware of that. All right, Travis, I'll let you lead on the next one, which is Chimera Jewels. What do we got here?
Family, fitness, vlogs, reviews, and more. That's too many things. I want to come for one or two things. I don't want to come for 27 things. But if I look at your videos, I don't necessarily see 27 things. I see one kind of very succinct thing with hair, which is great. So you should go up, change that in your banner, talk about different hairstyles and stuff, because you're doing a good job. These thumbnails are really cool. I like the colors. I like the things you're doing with them. I would probably zoom in a little bit more. I like that you're trying different color backgrounds, making sure that now, one thing I would say is you should be using colors in your background that are contrasty from your hair color instead of very similar. There's a couple of, like the blue,
this one, for example, a little bit. I mean, the hair looks fantastic, but you just lose it a little bit in the background, don't you? So 100%. That's where you could use removebg.com and put in any background you want. Exactly,
and that's what you should do. The other one with the kind of strappy thing, the pink strappy thing, is I can't see your hair at all, really. And this, the one there says wig Nuna, lace purple. But yeah, I like it. I like the it looks like you finally have found a focus, and I like the general poses for your thumbnail. So keep going at it. I would make your banner about hair. Let's move forward.
One final question. Why have you hidden your subscriber count?
Don't do that.
We'll leave it there. Next one we have is Not Kieran. Subscribe for gaming stream. So you started your channel very recently. Wow, in the last couple of days, it looks like here. Is that right? Okay, joined at the end of April, but you've just started posting content. And it looks as if you're live streaming The Last of Us type content. So if it's The Last of Us, maybe try and sum up what you're doing in that game, whether it's a particular level, a boss, or something that's really difficult to do and people may want to find out how to do it. Make sure that you include that in your keywords. I'm always going to say that trying to start a live streaming channel on YouTube is going to be a bit of a struggle, just because you won't find many people joining the live stream. It could be one or two people to begin with. So it may be worth just adding some video on demand stuff as well, just to see what happens. Whether it's the best 5 minutes of one of these live streams, just to give your audience an idea of watching something when they want to, rather than live streams. Because live streams generally, they take a while to build up, and it's more about the community. And you got 50 subscribers after 2 days potentially, which is amazing in itself.
Which I'm a little suspicious of, but regardless, congratulations.
They could have had old videos that maybe they've deleted potentially, something along those lines.
Correct.
So, but yeah, I mean, you've just started your channel, so just keep it up. I would just say mix a little bit of on-demand as well as live streams as well. And Travis is going to try and tackle Frosty MacGod.
Frosty MacGod. I kind of want a Frosty from Wendy's now all of a sudden. All right.
It is lunchtime for us.
Fortnite. And it's interesting though, because I'm looking at the third and fourth thumbnail here, the Fortnite montage, the Lust and the Roses ones. And they're the one with, it looks almost like a zombie with a gun pointed. It's a really good one because it's pointing at the person, right? So it almost makes you want to click it.
Mm-hmm.
And they got really good views. I think there's something to that. I like the montage on the bottom left-hand corner where you kind of have the little snake head where she's putting her arm up. That's kind of cool. I will say this though, I still am unsure what I'm getting besides montages. That's literally all you're going to do. I'm unsure how many people are going to want to watch montages all the time, but I do know that some gameplay montages do well. What you need to do to differentiate yourself is you don't just want a mismatch of montages. Why do I want to watch yours over the other billion ones that are on YouTube? Tell me something amazing that's going to happen in the title. Tell me someone famous is going to be in there or something. Give me something to make me want to click.
Yeah, whether it's like best headshots from a long distance or times when limbs have fallen off people. And then you can sort of hint that in the thumbnail as well. I agree with Travis. It's like at the moment this looks like another Fortnite channel. So how do you distinguish yourself within that genre, which is competitive, but it can be done? We're now looking at Random Pack. I don't think I've audited this channel before, but it looks similar. It is in a foreign language, so we may struggle a little bit with understanding the titles and the keywords, but this looks like one of those very educational channels where it's all to do with apps and productivity with software, so you're jumping between lots of different programs. So some videos will do a lot better than others. In terms of the thumbnails, I think if you separate these into like batches of 2 or 3, they're quite effective. But then if you look at them as a whole, they look as if they're from like 4 or 5 different channels, I would say. Like we got 2 here, which are quite similar. We've got 3 down here, which are similar. Those 2 there. More consistency, I think, a little bit in your content. I mean, and there's 2 videos here that did really well about productivity and Duolingo. Could you do more on them, perhaps, whereas others haven't done quite as well? We're both either current tech channels or former tech channels, Travis. What could we maybe advise here for a channel that is literally called Random Pack as well? It kind of hints at what the channel might be about.
Well, definitely, obviously, in looks like Spanish or something like that. I would say, again, the text, think of it this way, and everyone who's in chat that really wants their channel to be reviewed right now, just listen to what I'm about to say right now, because literally this applies to all of you.
All right, stop here, everybody.
This
is it. This is the golden nugget of information. Travis, take it away.
I need a sound effect for this.
I can do a drum roll.
Here's what everyone can do. Literally every single one of you can look at your thumbnail, look at your title, and not use the same thing on both. Give yourself context in the thumbnail. We've talked about this before. You have 2 shots to put text in this thing. You have one in your title, one in your thumbnail. Why would you use one of those 2 shots to do the same exact thing you did in the other? You should never do that. You're wasting the time. You should be putting things that are SEO friendly and strong calls to action in the title, and then contextual things that bridge that gap in the thumbnail. Literally everyone can do this today.
And there we are. That's your tip of the week from Travis. Highly valuable for Random Pack there. The last channel we are looking at here is, wow, one of the biggest channels. Well, the biggest channel we've audited this week, the Patsy family. Over 300,000 subscribers for you. Obviously about a family. I assume that bridge, is it Portland now? Or I could be wrong.
It looks more like San Francisco-ish, but who knows? Maybe it's in the about.
Oh yeah, let's have a look. What the about section tells us about the channel. Does it tell us where they're from? Well, there's a landmark for folks, but I don't know which city it is, unfortunately. I would say it's Vancouver, but doesn't quite look like the bridge that we have at the Lionsgate Bridge. Okay, so let's have a look at the channel a bit more then. Huge channel. It's going to have a big audience, get tens of thousands of views each video. What can we say really about this channel, Travis, that probably hasn't already been said in terms of quality thumbnails with the arrows pointing to potentially a pregnant man? That's an interesting one. That's certainly intriguing in itself. And looks like they're going for a walk on the bridge as well. This looks like a channel that very much has a strong community, so they're always going to get a good, solid base of viewers. But some perform a little better than others. Is there any reasons why we might be able to tell quickly why?
So interestingly, there's a video here that I collabed with a friend of mine and participated in the let the person in front of me decide what I eat challenge.
Oh yeah, I've seen
that with a friend on a friend's channel just like a week or two ago, and I like what they did here. Interestingly, the logos are kind of small, but I what I would have loved to have seen to make it even more interesting is a much closer zoom up of the actual food that they're pointing at. Yeah. Because I think that's supposed to be the hero of that video, and you can still go back and change that thumbnail and make it a little bit more interesting, make it pop a little bit, because I think that's a trend. So a lot of people were doing it, and the thing is, it's still kind of evergreen because you can do that anytime. So definitely, I would kind of get into that a little bit more and make that picture and that thumbnail a little bit more exciting. The twin telepathy slime is interesting. I everyone knows slime, so that's a cool thing. But what is the twin like? What does that mean? I might have to click it to find out. Some really interesting stuff here.
I'm liking what I'm seeing here as well, in that they did a video, I think, Reborns, a type of, I think a type of baby doll that's used for, they're dolls, but they're also used, I think, for people who've maybe gone through like a miscarriage or something, or like you have assistance dogs who are there for emotional support, and I think Reborns are a similar type of thing. I may be wrong on that. It's from other channels that I've seen this from. And the one video that got 36,000 views, which is a kind of little above average for the channel. And look what they've done, folks. They've doubled down on that content, and now they've got like a little theme going on here. So it's kind of like riding the wave of that trend. I think that's a brilliant idea.
Yep.
Well, also, one thing I would say is there's a little bit of inconsistency with the thumbnails. Like sometimes we have these they've taken time to really take the graphics out here, and then sometimes it's just a really effective still shot. Like this is a really good one. I mean, this is just a still image, folks, but look at how powerful it is. It's very basic. We can see that somebody's taking a picture. This is like the arrow pointing to something else, and you kind of might think, what is that? But Reborns may help you communicate that a little bit. And then the contrast of the bright green in the background. That's a really good example of a very, very simple image that's been taken. Probably no editing required, but it's really effective. So some good stuff there. But generally speaking, the thumbnails, I think sometimes I'm just not seeing the strong connection sometimes on these thumbnails.
Sometimes more than others. Put it that. How about that? Yeah.
So I don't know if there could be a little bit of improvement now. Like
I wonder if more than one person is doing the thumbnails.
It does feel like that, doesn't it? Like, did the same person take this thumbnail as they did that thumbnail? Because they're completely different in terms of their quality. Yeah. And so it's maybe it needs to be outsourced to somebody who can do it, or like one person's in charge of that. I don't know, whatever the dynamic is in that one. But I think Travis and I are just seeing some... I think there's some sort of consistency, because there's always a family member in the thumbnails, but the quality of them changes quite a bit from thumbnail to thumbnail. Okay, and that is a Patsy family. I hope you found that useful. Let's just quickly check. Are you using the community tab? Because you should be with such a huge channel. Yes, you are, which is fantastic to see.
Oh, I like they're asking.
Whoa, that's an interesting thumbnail right there. Wow. Wow.
Let's scroll up a little bit. You see, they actually asked which one would, the problem is they didn't use the actual poll. So despite the fact they got a lot of people thumbs up, I don't know that anyone actually told them which one. So.
Yeah, the problem is that you can't use images and a poll at the same time. So you'd have to rely on the comments to find out which one was a better one. But that got a lot of response as well. So that's a brilliant idea. And that's a fantastic example of using the community tab there.
We publish comments because they are family, that whole new YouTube thing with kids in videos and stuff.
Right, okay, and that problem is still around. Was that in the comments that you just saw that there, Travis?
Yeah.
Thanks for finding that. All right, so that is the Patsy channel. We hope you can overcome the current challenges you have in that space with your channel, but in the very short term, Reborns looks as if it's a topic that's taking off for you. That was the final channel. We spent a bit more time looking at that one, but I hope you found that information useful on... No, let's not have that one. Let's have that music as we say goodbye to our audience. And Travis, if you want to start saying goodbye to people, I'm going to frantically try and fix your image so that we can actually see the live version of you rather than the camera version of you. So say goodbye to some people. I'm going to press some buttons and see what happens.
All right, King Supreme, Node Grinds, Mice Radio, Ray Rex Dex, Golden Trooper, King Supreme. Did I say King Supreme? This bite's for you. Let's see. All the people. Generic Waffle, Raven Slams, Ulterior Man. Oh my goodness. Now they've just Joker parody. Now they're coming. They all want to say goodbye.
Here they all come. All right, I'm going to say goodbye to the following who did super chats today. Perry Comics, thank you to you. Ride Beside. We did not audit Ride Beside because of a super chat. That was completely random, but thank you for the super chat. DK Rack, you had a $5 super chat and you asked, you upgraded to vidIQ Pro yesterday. Is there any in-depth videos? If you just search for vidIQ Pro tools and filter by playlist, there are like a dozen videos that I've made over the past couple of years which should help it, and you'll also be getting an email pack which tells you all about the new tools and links to those videos. Mr. Big Kid, thank you for the $5 super chat there. AB Jetting also with a $5 super chat, and Skytech I think with 20 rubles perhaps, I'm not sure what currency that is, but thank you very much to your contribution as well. And goodbye to the following in the chat that include Anti-Beast, AB Jetting, the Official Pro, Twirly Tolls, Tobio, Love to Wonder, Daily Meme Review, Nightbot, thank you very much for being a Nightbot. We do appreciate you being on the channel as well. Master Clashers, Supercars Kids, Raven Slums, and finally goodbye to the following: Magdalena Helena. Thank you all for joining us on our live stream. If you enjoyed this live stream, do make sure to subscribe to the channel if you haven't already done so. Subscribe, download the vidIQ Chrome extension if you haven't already done so to see some of the awesome tools that we showed off today. And finally, you have just spent the most important currency in the world with us, and that is time. We really do appreciate it, and we hope that you do the same with your audience and they get value from your content. Travis, as always, it's been an honour and a privilege. Goodbye to everybody. As always, enjoy the rest of your video making day, and I'm going to press the right button, which means we're going off air. See you tomorrow. Oh, one final thing as well, I just forgot. We have a super special thing going on Thursday. A little bit of a secret now, but we have got an interview with somebody who you're really going to find fascinating. Make sure to join us for that. Yeah, it's a surprise right now, but you'll find out in the next 24 hours what it is. Goodbye.